last season about regaining some of that hunger, I guess, alluded to the fact that it may have been lost a little bit last year. I mean, and creating more internal competition. I guess from your perspective, how has that manifested itself?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I think he's done a great job of leading the troops like he always does, and we follow suit, man. And I think, to some capacity, yeah, there's some things like that maybe, but we're always trying to get better. We're always trying to improve, and I think we are hungry. We were a fourth place team last year, and we need to come out and play a lot better this year.
Yeah, would you categorize last year as weird? When you guys had so many great performances, but the consistency that you guys have had for a few years, you guys couldn't really find it game to game. Was it weird that you ran it almost until the end and then to fall to fourth place by the end of this?
I don't know if weird's the word. In this league, I think that was my 10th season. It's my 11th year now. Like, you get what you deserve to some extent, and whether that's good or bad. And sure, our record was middle of the pack, but in our division, it was fourth place, and that's what happens.
Obviously, the offensive line has been kind of remade. I mean, maybe moving the left tackle. I mean, from your perspective, I mean, what's that been like? I mean, and how long do you think this kind of process will play out, where chemistry and cohesion kind of both develop? The chemistry and cohesion will continue to go, and I think they're doing a great job and coming together. And there's been some rotation, some guys. There's competitions up there up front, and I thought they've done a great job. Panay will be just fine at left, and he's excited about it.
Jared, how's it been with Drew Petzing so far?
Yeah, he's been fun, man. He's been great. His energy, his excitement about everything, his ability to listen to us, but at the same time have ideas that he really likes and stands on, and it's fun, man. He's doing a great job, and I'm excited to continue to work with him.
When it comes to building a rapport with K Mays,
say that again.
When it comes to building a rapport with K Mays, the on-field stuff probably speaks for itself. But are there things you guys do off the field to try and build that relationship?
Yeah, we will. We haven't had much time yet, but we will. We'll do some dinners with the O-line and whatnot, and I intend to be intentional about building that relationship with him. But he's such an easy guy to get along with. He's done a hell of a job so far. It's not an easy offense to just step into and have to lead the charge in some ways up front. So he's done a great job.
Where might fans see the biggest difference offensively? Is there a certain?
I don't even know. In May, we've had 3 practices. I have no idea. We've got a lot of time before that. I'll be able to answer that. Probably in training camp, I'll be able to give you a better answer. But I don't know. Hopefully, scoring a lot more points and winning a lot more games is the biggest difference.
What were some of the things when in conversations with Drew? What were some of the things you kind of wanted to emphasize, or maybe implement, or install, or anything along those lines?
I don't know if there's anything in specific. I think he's been a coordinator previously, I believe 3 years, right? So he's got a great feel for what it's like to run an offense and to run a room, and to how to balance volume with intentionally attacking a defense and trying to find yourself in the right plays. And it's hard, man. It's a lot more to it than just drawing up plays, and I think he's got that extra part to it, as well as the play stuff's great, his scheme's great, but the part that is outside of the X's and O's, I think he does a hell of a job with, and it's been a lot of fun.
Jared, can you just explain what that extra part is? Is that just like communication with players?
Yeah, it's communication. It's like I said, knowing when to balance simple, easy concepts with complexities that we can all handle, and then knowing, how to install and how to keep it fun and keep the energy up, and then how to hold guys accountable and lead and be able to be in front of a room. And he's great at it. He's awesome, and it's a lot of fun to work with him.
Thanks, guys.
You talked about it in some of the appearances you've made, some of the interviews you've done, just how much did last season, the results, the lack of playoff appearance, how much did that fuel your offseason and what's to come here?
Yeah, I think not just me. I think everyone's excited. Everyone's motivated. Just excited to be back out here on the grass. Last year is behind us now. I think we're all, happy for that, because I feel like last year was not a year that any of us wanted and expected going into that year. So, going into this year, I feel like we're doing everything we can to kind of get back to what we are and what we were. And I think everyone's just excited and motivated.
So how would you explain or describe what you guys were, or kind of what you were about, and what you want to get back to this season?
Winning football games. That's the biggest thing. But I think, what goes into winning football games, there's so many little things that go into it. When you win a lot of games, it's not that you become numb to it, but you can kind of become numb to losing as you can winning. And so, I feel like we won so many games these past 3 4 years, whatever it was, that you feel like you can just keep getting by with what we were doing. And at the end of the day, your target only gets bigger on your back as you keep winning games. Teams know you're a good team. They want to beat you. They want to come to Ford Field and beat you. So, and that's not changing. Teams still know, who we are and what we can do. So, and I think for us, like I said, we're motivated. We know what we got to do to get back, and I think we got the right guys to do it. And so, yeah, I'm happy to come to work every day.
I know it's early, but just maybe first impressions of Drew and the offense and just how that's come together early on.
Yeah, I think it's been great. Meetings have been great. Out here at practice has been amazing. It's still early. It's only been 3 practices, but just from being able to sit in the meeting rooms, being out there with him, talking with him, I think it's gonna be great for us. But like I said, it's still early, but I think it's gonna be great.
You saw any growth in Isaac Tesla? I mean, we saw him come out last year and do some good things, but any growth early on for him so far?
Yeah, I mean, Isaac, he's a quiet dude. He goes about his business, does everything right. But I think just, having been in his shoes, like I think going into year 2, you just become more comfortable with the playbook, the speed of the game, everything, like the facilities, where to park. Like, so he's just like, you can tell he's getting more comfortable in everything. And with that comfortability, I think you get confidence, and I think that's just going to continue to go for him. And I mean, he was great for us last year. He's going to be even better for us this year. So I can't wait.
All right, the Detroit Lions have a secret weapon that's shining in OTAs. We're going to talk about him, plus look at the depth overall in the defense. It's really good. And also the offensive line. Now that it's like, man, we could get back to where we were a dominating offensive team because we had an offensive line that was dominating, and then we controlled the game, and it didn't even really matter how our defense played because we were so dominant on offense. We could be looking at that as well. But maybe the defense could be good too. But here's the secret weapon that we have talked a lot about on this channel that we love. Here it is in OTAs in the secondary, DJ Reed and Rock Ya-Sin. That's the guy in the thumbnail that has played so well for us. Kind of a journeyman type of guy. He's got a cool name, but he's okay. Been on a lot of teams. He comes here, plays well, gets a little bit of a pay bump, and comes back to us. And again, it's OTAs, it's early, but he's the starting corner because Terrion Arnold is out. This guy. But anyway, Rock Ya-Sin. If he can be good, and he's just really this kind of hidden gem, secret weapon guy, because we know DJ Reed got to have you. Enos Rakestraw got some work with the starters, by the way. Nice to see that all we want him is to be out there. And that's the best thing that he can do. So just the fact that, again, it's OTAs, where it's still May, but he's out there, huge. But Rock Ya-Sin kind of makes this whole thing work. A veteran guy, played really well last year. We looked at his PFF grades. Really a starting level guy in the National Football League that we really wanted him to come in and just be like, all right, be okay, right? So let me know in the comments, by the way, we've been asking this. Who's the guy that just has to be good for the Lions? Terrion Arnold is the one that we're really on. Enos Rakestraw be good. DJ Reed, but like these guys in the secondary. But here's where it gets interesting is like along and with both starting safeties sidelined, Christian signing that we really liked, Chuck Clark, starting level guy for the Steelers last year. It's like, oh yeah, right? Like, oh yeah, forgot about you guys, because I think we were more thinking along these lines, right? Now, again, here we get into the second team defense, the third team defense. You can see like Khalil Dorsey, Whiteside, Thomas Harper, Avonte Maddox. Like, oh yeah, those guys too. So in my mind, Thomas Harper, Avonte Maddox are our safeties. It's like, oh no, we've got Christian Izien and Chuck Clark. One of the combinations of these, Thomas Harper, Avonte Maddox. Then you once you get down into like the third safeties is when you're like, okay, that's more of like what I thought we had at safety. But really, with our 2 star safeties not even playing, we are 4 deep at safety. Thomas Harper, Avonte Maddox, Christian Izien, and Chuck Clark. Okay. Same thing though with corner. It's like Khalil Dorsey, Whiteside. Keith Abney, this rookie that we're all really excited about. I mean, he's sitting way down there in the depth chart. So the secondary is just really loaded with talent and depth that we have not had. And we continue to talk about how the defense must be different in 2026. Like, what is it going to be? What's different about it? I don't know, but we've got to get, and hopefully we're just another year away, further distancing ourselves from the Aaron Glenn defense. I don't know if you've caught any clips of this guy, but man, I was following him for a minute with the Jets because I was kind of rooting for him. I thought he would make a better head coach than a coordinator. I think that's what we all thought. Coordinator, okay, but I think just as the head guy, you can do it. No, it's just this odd, abrasive thing. And again, the whole thing is just, it did not work. The defense doesn't work because what they're trying to do is be this very aggressive, man up, give you nothing easy approach, which in theory sounds really, really good. But what you saw the Seattle Seahawks do on their run to the Super Bowl, the Texans, yeah, you got to have really good talent. Yeah, you got to be aggressive. Yeah, you got to set the tone, all these things. But there's more of a scheme element to it. Oh, I thought it was this, but it's actually this. The quarterback thinks it's his own, but it's actually this 2-man. That's a big element that we do not have in the Aaron Glenn. It was like, nope, straight up man. So even Jordan Love can be like, all right, I don't really know what to do here because I know, everyone's kind of covered, but I just know it's man. So I'm just going to throw it to Romeo Dobbs. It's just like, this is the classic Thanksgiving scenario that it's 3rd and 7. We have no deception in our defense. It's straight up man up. And so Jordan Love's like, I'm just going to give a 50-50 ball to Romeo Dobbs kind of going across the middle. It's like against Amik Robertson. And it's not a 50-50 ball. It's actually 70-30 because Romeo Dobbs can see the ball coming. Amik Robertson's chasing. Again, 3rd and 8. And they get 9, and Thanksgiving Day is ruined. It's like, what that can't be what we do. So again, we've got to have some deception. We've got to have pressure. We've got to have Aleem McNeil step up. Aleem McNeil said last year was brutal, and he loses sleep over it. He's got to be really good. Tyleik Williams. There's a lot that has to go on the defense, and that's the huge question mark because the offense is great. Speaking of the offense, Jared Goff was asked about the new offensive coordinator. And again, thankfully, we have a smart enough quarterback, not like JJ McCarthy, that just gives the canned answer. I mean, right? Like, it's been awesome. Oh, okay. Part of me is like, well, what else is he supposed to say when he's asked about it? Of course, he's going to be asked. They're out there for one day. What do you think of him? Of course, he's going to say it's awesome. He's been great to work with. He's got a lot of his own ideas, but he's also very open to listening to players want. It's been fun synergy. You could probably go back and see Jared Goff saying the same things about John Morton. However, the beauty is we have the hindsight to look back at the John Morton situation and be like, yeah, that wasn't going to work. In hindsight, John Morton, never an offensive coordinator. He's up in the booth. He's not down on the field. That just never felt right. He was very, same thing, kind of like abrasive when just talking about like, hey, what are you going to do? Then, the Vikings say that they're going to take away the run. He's like, they haven't seen our running game. It's like, okay. Well, I know, but like that, what, just, what do you think though? He couldn't talk, and we just thought, man, he's so smart though. Like he can't even talk to the media because he's so much above their level. Now, you listen to Drew Petzing. There's just a guy's smart. He knows what he's doing. There's clearly something there. Petzing said he said of Jared Goff, he's very much like having an extra coach on the staff, just in terms of how much he's seen, the way he's seen the game, how hard he works at it. All these things are like, dude, thank you. We need to be able to do the core stuff really well, but then also let's throw in the wrinkles when it's the right time. Have stuff where it's a little different. I mean, we just got away from a lot of the things that made us an exciting and good offense. Was, man, where's a little little wrinkle here and there. Instead, it's got predictable, and then we crossed ourselves up. Now it's like, all right, now we got to do a little something here, right? Now we got to do a little trick play. No, it's just, come on. So one of the things that I love is, here's what Goff said that I love right here. Let me pull it up. He's got a great feel for what it's like to run an offense, run a room, how to balance volume with intentionally attacking a defense and trying to find yourself in the right place. So, right, you just can't, you have 60 plays in a game. Not every play is just going to be this perfectly tactical play that the situation, it's 3rd and 8, everything you've worked for. You have to have just a volume of an offense, right? Where these are the things that we do well, and this is what we're going to run. But then there's the intentionally attacking a defense. That's where you know what you want to do. You're going to do it. You've practiced this moment, this play, this situation. This is what we've been setting up for. You can have those 5, 6 of those a game that, man, that was a good call at the right time. I feel like we were just in this volume offense last year, just kind of running our stuff. We're really talented, and we're so talented that it worked, and Goff finishes top 5 in every category. But ultimately, you combine that with really some real key attacking stuff with our offense,